Just gonna make this video as I get ready to jump in the bath. I gotta go back to Judaism. Look at this. Where'd it go? Look at that. 2 days of not kosher and I'm fucking pigging out on taquitos, stuffed crust, triple meat pizza. Oh my god, the bacon and mixing dairy with meat. It's like a relapse. It's like I'm fucking relapsing on heroin, but it's just non-kosher food. And I can feel myself blimping up. And you feel my arteries clogging. I'm dead serious. I could actually feel my cognitive functions being affected, right? Like I'm not able to focus so much. A big part of that was the dog, of course. He was causing me, to have difficulty read the material I'm reading about research, factorial design, etc. But yeah, it looks like he's going to be fine, hopefully, because we have a woman who is older, and she's got like 6 dogs in her yard right now, and a few decades. She's in her 50s. And she's got a hemostat or something, so apparently this has happened before, and she has experience with it, so I get to learn from her. It's like a thing that goes down and cuts the bone, breaks it apart inside the esophagus, so I don't have to risk ripping it out and, deepening a laceration or causing a laceration inside the esophageal tract or anything like that. Esophageal tract. So yeah, she's going to be back tomorrow. She's out of town right now, so hopefully tomorrow we can hold the jaw open, the assistant. He's got 2 hands, and he did a great job today, so yeah. Hopefully the dog will be okay. I take full credit for keeping him alive this long by blending his food and forcing it down the poor thing's throat as a liquid form, but But no, so Judaism, right. Interesting stuff. I'm not going to make it my primary focus, but I'm not going to neglect it either. I'm going to get back on the kosher. I'm not going to contact the conversion course just yet and see if they'll reactivate my account, because I do have school and I am falling behind because all this stuff is stealing my time. It's fucking with my violin too. However, I recall functioning much better under this sort of stuff when I was practicing Judaism. Yeah, look at that muscle. Maybe eating non-kosher is giving me some benefits to the massive amount of condensed protein and all that meat and dairy. But it's too late. I gave my roommate the stuffed crust bacon chicken pizza with ranch, as well as the rest of my taquitos. Fuck. Anyway. On top of that, I read the Parashah. I caught up. I slacked off last Shabbat, but this Shabbat I kind of violated a little bit and did the exercise bicycle in the evening as I was reading the factorial design research methods. And now my calves are on fire. My legs are killing me. Like, no, stop. Go take a bath. Get in some hot water. That's what I'm going to do. But tomorrow morning I am going to attend the Mormon church because I think I need human interaction. Like, the dog's going to die sooner or later anyway, and I want to replace him with a human, with companionship and friendship, but I don't want to interact with people that do drugs. So in theory, the Mormon church should be, they have the word of wisdom or whatever, the word of will, will of wisdom. They're supposed to not do drugs. There's a lot of things Mormons aren't supposed to do that they all do. They're supposed to fast once a month. There's a lot of fat Mormons. Etc., etc., etc. When those 2 missionaries came over, it was the first time I had company or visitors in since I've moved here in a very long time. I think almost a year, if not over a year. And I was telling them my whole thing, and the guy was like, dude, I heard they smoke weed everywhere, man. There's no way you can get away from it. So after I told him that secondhand marijuana causes me hallucinations, suicidal, homicidal thoughts, voices in my head, etc., and so, I'd hoped to find a religion that would at least create a community that was drug-free, And his response is, drugs are everywhere, man. This is a common thing I get from Christians as well. They don't care about the fact that marijuana is harming me. And I'm not the only one. There are so many people who have been negatively impacted by marijuana. Suicides and homicides and vehicular fatalities, etc. They just, it's like they're mentally retarded or brainwashed from their religion. Oh, yeah, fuck you. God didn't give a shit about you. They can't comprehend, they lack the intellectual capacity to just connect marijuana with schizophrenia. Like, it's just fucking nuts to me. Like, doesn't your religion tell you to not do that thing and oppose it? Okay. But I felt like I needed some sort of support care network. Going back to Judaism deprives me of that. I get to interact with a Jew online here and there sporadically, but it's not the same as interacting with people. But interacting with people also has its downsides. I remember attending that Mormon church. There was people who stank like marijuana, and etc. People I didn't want to really associate with in real life at all. So, pros and cons. Anyway, right. So I'm gonna fast, at least for the next day, if not, hopefully 3 days, and let the non-kosher food sort of flush out of my system. I'll probably lose some muscle, but that's fine. And hopefully this will be a spiritual fast that will help get me back in touch with Judaism and get me back on track with school. I'm not really that far behind because I'm just smart, and so I'm very good at making the deadlines, even if I don't read all the material and then retroactively reading the material. Because I've read so many books. I mean, geez, my bookshelf here is nothing compared to the books that I've read in 41 years. But I am getting low grades for sticking up for Derek Chauvin and proving his innocence and stuff like that. So I really don't want to lose any more points than I'm already losing just for telling the truth in the Christian university that apparently punishes you if you tell the truth. If it's the truth about George Floyd's toxicology report. Yeesh.